All right. Let's make sure our mic and sound are working. Looks like it. I might be a little low. Let's crank that up a little bit. All right. Well, we are live, guys. Welcome to the playground. I'm your streamer, Pixie. And tonight you'll be joining us for our weekly Vampire the Masquerade Philly by Night session with our storyteller Knox. So again, to remind everybody, alerts are turned off for my Monday night sessions as I don't want to interrupt the flow of the game. But we still monitor chat. We love chatting with you guys, and we always appreciate our lurkers. So, introductions. If you haven't been with us before, we've got Skot playing Idaho, and Zack playing Vic, and I, of course, play Alice. So, we will be missing 2 of our players tonight just due to personal issues. So this will be a credit to Knox's storytelling skills of riding by the seat, you know. I don't know, man. We're gonna have to. I'm interested.
Improvisation.
You see me with both hands under my chair? It's because I'm just trying to pull it right out of my hand.
Right.
All right.
The story's a little shitty tonight.
Oh.
Go there.
Just kidding.
All right. Welcome everyone to our Monday night Vampire the Masquerade 5th edition Chronicle Philly by Night. We are on session 24.
Awesome.
We are slowly starting to creep up there. I want to give a special shout out to our hostess. She has been putting all of our stuff up on YouTube, so if you ever get behind on it, you want to watch it, watch it on YouTube. I don't know yet, but at the pace that we're going, at some point we're basically going to have more Vampire the Masquerade Chronicles online than basically any of the mainstream stuff. So
nice. We're the best.
So, all right. So when last we left off, the coterie had headed into New Rain with their new coterie member Nawal to do some reconnaissance. They found out that most of their worst fears had come true, that Carmelo had trashed their havens, thrown out all of their stuff, and had turned the place into an IPA serving hippie joint.
Oh, it's such torture.
The next night after that, Alice got to watch as the victims of Idaho and Vic's feeding were found by police as the least finest, decided to cordon off New Rain and angrily question Carmelo. After that, deciding that she needed a snack, and so did Ruby. The pair headed out into the Philadelphia night, only to end up falling afoul of one of the traditions, that of one's domain.
I fucked up.
Managing to luck out.
Michael's fault.
In the best possible fashion. Alice and Ruby walked away, only to watch a much worse situation walk on in.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Yeah, I like how you ended that when you were like, you hear screams? Do you turn around and go back? Fuck no.
That asshole owes us.
Me and Ruby just we
Yeah.
gonna keep hiking it. No, 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 no.
Hell yeah.
I heard gunshots and screaming, and I just saw somebody I don't ever want to see again. Nope, I'm going to keep going in the direction that I was currently walking, perhaps a little faster.
Where's the bus? Where's the bus? Where's the bus?
Man, I'm so sorry I missed that session. I wish I wouldn't have gotten in the way. I wanted to be there so bad.
Yeah, your schedule is pretty.
So, before we start tonight, as always, let's do a little bit of housekeeping. Let's see who's hungry.
All right.
Hungry. Nom, 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 nom.
So this is the next night.
Yes, this is the next night after Alice's solo.
So I need to roll also for sleeping in the same place twice, don't I?
You do. We'll handle that as soon as all of the rest of the...
Aw, you poor thing.
What do you mean? I had the best roll.
So you're at a 2. So now you need to roll 2 dice to see if your Bane kicks in.
So how do I do that again? I think I only had to do it once.
Well, no, because you have to roll for each hunger.
No. I mean, I think I've only did it once or twice before, so I don't remember how I did it. That's what I'm saying.
Oh, it's just a simple dice roll. It's just basically almost another route. You could even just re-roll your rouse check if you wanted to.
So I need to do 2 rouse checks.
No, you need to.
It's a D10, but it's not like 5 and lower fails.
Right. It only trigger your Bane only triggers on a critical.
So
then you take equal damage to the amount of hunger that you have. Aggravated damage.
Just don't roll a 0.
Yeah.
It's going to take me several times to do that. Okay, hang on. I did. One of the times I did. Remember?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was early in the.
I guess at the beginning of before I got the van, I was doing it almost every time.
Mm-hmm. And now you're not having to. Well, now you are, but
I'm back to where I was before. Wow, thanks, Coterie.
All right.
Nope. You are safe from your Bane for tonight.
Oh, we'll hear about that.
So, before we go on, since some people were asking for some updates to the map, I would like to point out that there are 2 additional updates. The very tiny one did not transfer very well when I put it on there, but that is Club Voyeur.
Yeah, I zoomed in on it and figured it out.
You could zoom in on it, figure it out. You have better eyes than I do.
Oh,
well, it still looked kind of crappy, but I mean, I figured it's one of the places we've interacted with recently. So Club Voyeur, there it is.
Yep. All right. So tonight, as you all wake up, you hear a knock on the lobby doors, which echoes up through the center where all the apartments are. You hear Andrea stomping downstairs. Some muffled talking. And then from the bottom of the center in the lobby. You hear a cry up through the center. It says, "Guys, come down here."
All right.
Is the cry Andrea's voice or someone else's voice?
It's Andrea.
Okay. Yeah,
All right,
I'd
I'm down.
trudge out there.
When you get to the out of your doors, leaning over and looking, she has a massive chest. It's about, let's say, maybe 5 feet long. It's maybe 3 feet wide, and it's probably about 4 feet tall. It is a massive, massive chest.
Man, those boobs are big.
Is there an antediluvian in there?
Theoretically, you could stuff a body in here, no problem.
Oh boy! Don't open it.
Andrea is standing in front of it with reading something in an envelope.
Okay.
She looks up and says, "We've been invited to a grand gala opening."
Gala opening of what?
She says, "It doesn't specify." But
Of course.
she turns and raises it up and says, "Do any one of you know what this little mark means?"
What kind of a roll? Oh, sorry.
It is a small green serpent.
Would I recognize that?
You would all recognize this. You would have seen this exact mark as a pen.
Oh, from the people
Oh,
at Steve's.
okay.
Interesting. Do we know who sent us the invitation?
Probably
Andrea.
Sabine.
Andrea flips it over. She goes, "There's no name."
Address?
And
Something?
where is it?
She looks at the addresses. She goes, "Jesus fucking Christ. That's out in the middle of fucking nowhere. It's all the way on the north side of town."
Is it the northwest side specifically?
No, northeast.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so east of her club, or old club.
So, is the box full of clothes that we're supposed to wear or something?
Andrew said, "I don't know. I haven't opened it yet. I was kind of hoping somebody else would want to be here in case, it's like a body or something."
Box of snakes.
Okay. Go ahead, Vic.
All right. Do I need to roll for it?
No.
The box was this.
So, yeah. You have managed to decapitate vampires before. With this lid, can't get it open. So,
Nails.
when the chest flips open, it is, first, the chest itself is ornate. To say that this is antique, ornate, worth money is a little bit of an understatement here. This is...
I'm gonna take this shit to Antiques Roadshow.
This is hardwood, the entire thing. It's been hand carved. The entire scene on the outside is a Mesopotamian, Mediterranean, like that, basically Middle East kind of center of the world, cradle of the world, kind of like a vignette that literally stretches and is carved all across the outside.
Wow.
It is very, very ancient. Inside, it is velvet, green, in case you needed to know. And inside, there are bags. They are air-sealed bags with clothes in them.
Do I get like bonus XP for predicting what it was?
No, but you're getting XP for showing up tonight. So.
Hell yeah! Yes.
So it is suits. It is a suit wide enough to fit your shoulders, Vic. They are, and it is a suit also for you, Al. They are not just your
Wait,
size.
are we the help? Are we the help?
But they are tailored.
We're showing up there. We're the catering crew and shit.
This is the first clothes I've gotten that fit since I got out of the fucking lockup.
He's like, I don't give a shit when serving food. Put these clothes on.
They fit.
It is all black. Black jacket, black pants, black shoes, black tie, black vest. It's all the same color black. There are sets for all of the kindred in the group.
Even our new people?
There would indeed have been a set for Nawal, and there is also a set for Kai. There is a set for Andrea, and a set
For Ruby.
Yep. Not a lot of secrets in this town, I guess. Okay.
Well, she was at the lockup place with us. We broke her out.
Mm-hmm.
So
I'm saying that because they're tailored.
somewhere a tailor knows our sizes. We got to kill a tailor.
Yeah.
No,
all right. Well, who all is going? Or is Kai even interested in going to this thing?
Kai looks mostly interested in the clothing, if not necessarily the reasoning behind it. When everyone has pulled out their suit, she kind of mousily meanders over and looks into the chest and looks a little unhappy.
Oh, more gifts?
She looks at you, she goes, no, there's nothing else.
Well, what's the matter?
expecting more.
She goes, well, this is all well and good for you guys, but I don't have a way to be completely covered.
Well, we can always stop at a store and get something, but it may not be an issue. This may be an event for all of us.
I think wherever we're going is going to be pretty friendly to kindred. So, I mean, hide it if you feel like it, but I really don't think it's going to be an issue.
I would beg to disagree, but I'm a
Let's stop.
paranoid bitch.
We can
so.
stop and Or does she not have anything that would maybe work to cover it up?
Well, she's got now her bangs cover up mostly, but anybody who takes even a hard look at her face will obviously see that she has a third eye.
Well, I mean, we can stop at like a little store on the way and just grab like a piece of, I don't know, black something that she could wear as like a fancy headband, or who knows.
Was there nothing in her bag of clothes?
No.
Just the suit? Okay.
No. Everyone's bag.
They know who she is. I mean, if they tailored the
yeah,
suit
I
for
just
her,
didn't know. Yeah, that's why I didn't know if they would have put something in there for her.
Yeah, let's just make a quick stop, like at a store on the way there.
That's fine.
Right. So
I need to get some new socks anyway.
There were in fact socks in the bag.
Yeah, and they're probably black, aren't they?
Yes, they are.
I'm not wearing them. So we're going to stop. We're going to stop on the way.
All right.
Stop at some Walmart. Is there Walmart in Philly?
There are in fact Walmarts in Philly. They are even 24 hours.
No.
So, before you decide to all go get dressed, before you head out for the evening, is there anything that anybody wants to take care of first?
Not that comes to mind immediately.
I mean, I could try to hunt, but I'm sort of interested in. So I've got out of game. I've got that little thing that says my clan likes to, you know, be dangerous or ride the edge of danger or whatever it is.
Mm-hmm.
How does that actually come into play, mechanically speaking, for the game?
So in any case where you need to do something, doing, for lack of a better terminology, attempting to take the coward's way out will almost always end up with either a neutral or negative roll. Whereas attempting to do the most risky daredevil thing that you can possibly think of will in some cases net you additional dice roll or a reduction in the target or any number of different ways in which you to do it. But basically think the flashier, the more daredevilish, the more you will take to it.
Right. I just don't think it's come into play, so I really wasn't sure, because like when I tried to punch Dickhead, it obviously didn't come into play. So it really has nothing to do with things like running at a high hunger or anything like that. It's just based on my actions.
Correct. No, and well, so your hunger could play into it. So let's give a theoretical example. If you were at a hunger of 4, you know you needed to do something that was going to cause you to rouse your hunger and possibly cause you to frenzy. If you chose to do that in such a way as to actively provoke the risk, in theory, you would end up with either additional dice to your pool or a reduction in difficulty, which maybe your hunger does increase, but maybe because you've got the additional dice, you end up with like a crit, a messy crit or something like that. Whereas, so on the opposite side of that, let's say that you're in a situation where shits and giggles, you run down a T, there's a hallway, it comes out into a T at the end, you take a left, your friends take a right, you look over your shoulder and see that Shaw is at the T and he decides to take a left and go after your friends. And you say, better part of valor and continue running away,
Mhm.
then there would probably be penalties for doing that. For being a coward.
That's totally my style.
So,
Well, you convinced me, so I'm not going to try to hunt.
okay. So, is there anything else? Does anybody else want to go do anything? Does anybody want to check in on anything? Make phone calls before we leave? You have to go to the bathroom.
Actually, if we have to wait till... Yeah, I'm going to actually go pee real quick.
Ah! Funny.
Vampires don't need to go to the bathroom. What are you talking about?
Right. Well, I mean, I'm assuming that Al kind of filled us in on at the very least, seeing the police activity at New Rain or something like that, right?
You will have to ask when she comes back.
Because
I do not know if
basically, we left the bodies out there, and then the next night, Al did a solo with you, but we weren't there. But still, we could have wandered outside and seen what was going on, right? Just because we weren't present doesn't mean we have no knowledge of what was going on right outside our door.
I mean, you guys could go look now and go.
I was going to go take a peek. I just wanted to be because I want to see what's going on, assuming I have some knowledge of what happened the previous night as well.
So again, without Al here to discuss whether or not she told you anything about because she would have had additional information above and beyond, given that she was semi-present for the conversation.
Oh yeah, we can wait on that. Just that we know, because I would have been really curious to see the next day what would have happened.
So we will say, for the sake of argument, that though you may not have be privy to the information that Al may be privy to, that you would have gone and looked off the balcony, one of the overlooking balconies, and noticed that now New Rain has police tape on it, that there's chalk outlines, that the night before, or the night that was Al's session, if you guys had gone out, you would have noticed that New Rain was closed.
Well, then I'm going to go take a peek before we head out. I just want to see what's going on there.
Al's back, so we can see if she told us anything about her night.
So Al, the question is, would you have informed the other members of your coterie about the events from your solo with regards to what you saw, what you overheard when you shared the senses with Carmelo?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Okay.
Kind of braggishly at that. Guess what I found out.
So
and by the way, you remember that big strong fucker? Yeah, he's kind of rampaging around town.
That's not so good news. Okay. Yeah.
Big strong fucker.
Shaw. Right?
Oh, Shaw.
Mm-hmm. Though he's not particularly big or strong. He's actually, relatively speaking, less than 6 feet tall and kind of lanky.
But he's
Wait,
powerful.
so Shaw was the one that went up in the club?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. I mistook for another character, but all the same.
Shaw's probably one of the worst.
It said Shaw in the recap. So if you read that's where I.
He's like, I read it. You were there, and I read it.
We only pay attention when we read the recap.
Yeah. So, looking out on the balcony, it is much as it was the previous night. There's not a lot of activity. Still yellow tape. Building's dark. Trash has oddly not been picked up. The dumpsters are kind of overflowing. It's kind of gross. But other than the noticeable lack of any sort of activity around the building, other than maybe noticing people kind of walking up front, because it should be about time for doors to start getting ready to open, and people kind of walking up, and you can see them kind of being like, "What the fuck?" The building is
Okay.
dark.
So they're still kind of interrupted. That's cool. All right.
So,
Let's go shopping.
all right. So, the drive across town. Now, let's make a tally for who all is going to be piling into the car here.
Oh my goodness.
So it's the three of you.
Have we not upgraded vehicles? We need to make that a priority. We need to get a bigger vehicle. I'm sorry. We got too many people to be piling into this Challenger.
I thought we had a
or Charger.
I thought we got a van too. Did we lose it?
No, well, the van has been gone since before the.
No. I don't know why I was thinking we got a hold of a different van afterwards. I guess not. So
Well, you guys have stolen more than a few cars, but they've always gotten dumped.
right.
Yeah, we haven't kept any of the stolen vehicles. So we need to like permanently acquire bigger vehicles.
Yes, I agree. I need one too, so I don't have to sleep in the same place every night.
And risk being on fire.
Yeah.
Okay, so it would be the three of you. I'm assuming Andrea's driving.
Yeah. I don't know if she's going in or not. I don't know if she's like a suit wearing type.
Oh yeah, she is totally rocking the suit.
Oh yeah. Let's do it.
Got to do a quick call out. We got a sub.
Nice. Thank you.
Very much
Andrew's
appreciated.
Andrea's driving. Kai is coming. Are you guys bringing her?
Well,
If she wants to.
she's the reason we're stopping at the store.
Okay.
Yeah.
And are you bringing Ruby?
Well, a suit was sent for her, and that gives me the idea that she's probably wanted there. And so, I mean,
I'm just gonna have a heads up to all the new people that Sabine likes to deal in really weird blood. So be careful what you drink there. Please definitely be careful what you drink.
yes, all our little children here tonight do not drink
Yes.
from the weird crap. Yeah, let's have Ruby come.
Okay. So this car is cramped.
Yeah.
Andrew's obviously in the driver's seat. Alice and Ruby are in the front seat. Ruby sitting on Alice's lap. Looks like something out of high school. Piled into the back. Vic's on one side. Vic is taking up half, leaving Kai and Idaho stuffed into one seat. It's awkward. Everything is when you're dead. Anyways, you head to a Walmart. When you get there, you are by far the nicest dressed people
That's not saying a lot.
in the building. You are not inconspicuous as you are walking around. 6 people in full black on black attire.
Did Kai come in or did she stay in the car?
She came in, but she is basically kind of
In the middle of us.
kind of trying to hide in the middle. Yeah, kind of doing exactly that.
I'm humming "Staying Alive" as we're walking.
As Queen's Another One Bites the Dust, starts playing on the PA.
Nice.
No, it's all Taylor Swift.
Oh, we got to get out of here. Hurry. We're taking aggravated damage.
Ears are bleeding.
So, as you were walking down the halls, the hallowed aisleways of Walmart, looking for something to help you hear sniggering. As you turn the corner, you see a group of high school students who are doing their best to very obviously look away from you while they are chuckling under their breath and laughing.
Okay, whatever.
As you continue through Walmart,
I wink at him.
Finger guns.
Little kiss.
it becomes kind of obvious that maybe you're being followed around the store.
Okay. Can we tell
Are
who?
you sense the unseen?
No, it's by these teenagers.
Oh, they have started kind of trailing us.
Whatever.
Okay.
Whatever.
Can we tell that they're human teenagers?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. They're
Didn't want any little punk spies or any bullshit like that.
they are as human comes. However, I will say that one of them definitely smells perhaps a little roasty toasty, maybe a little somebody's been taking a hit of something without their friends knowing.
Yummy. I mean, that's terrible. I thought I was just here to shop for socks, but
That's awful. Which one is it? So I know which one to avoid.
yeah, exactly. I'm sure Bloodhound could tell me.
So, you have managed to procure your polka dotted socks.
No. I am searching for the loudest, most obnoxious pair of green socks I can find.
Oh, okay. So,
I mean, they could be polka dot, like green with some other color polka dots, like pink or something, but got to be green. Got to be green.
I'll
So
end up taking Kai to look for headwear.
Okay. So, you find, incidentally enough, not too far apart, you find a do-rag that is in the same color as the interior velvet. It is a forest, dark forest green. Not too far from there, you find a pair of lime green socks.
Hell yes.
They are basically the same color as a certain challenger.
Perfect.
I go get a crowbar.
You're going to.
There's gotta be a crowbar in Walmart. This is the step up.
So there is not a crowbar in the old-fashioned sense of the word, but there is a pry bar.
That'll work.
Any sawed-off shotguns laying around?
There are
It is
indeed
Walmart.
guns.
It is Walmart.
It is Walmart.
If it were Texas Walmart, there'd be sawed-off shotguns.
I was just say if the bigger issue there is if that were Texas Walmart, you could just walk in and get what you want. There wouldn't be any sort of licenses or anything required.
Pennsylvania, you can't walk in and walk out. That's
So,
silly.
Fuck Greg Abbott.
so your items assembled. You are still being followed by the teenagers. You just go check out.
Yeah, I want to see if they'll follow us outside.
Free food.
You trying to get dinner to go?
Well, I mean, I was going to totally ignore them until, I found out that one of them had a little something special.
So, you ring up the no issues self-checkout's a fucking gift to kindred everywhere. You don't even get out of the store before Kai has cracked that package open and put that do-rag on.
Okay.
It is not exactly what one might consider to be subtle, and definitely gives her shades of looking a little bit like the comic book version of Iron Fist.
Oh, God.
But
Poor girl. If it makes her feel better, though.
But it does adequately cover
It's got to be better than a third eye.
her third eye. As you guys leave, the teenagers follow you only about as far as the door. And when you leave, they all wave at you in about the most sarcastic manner possible.
All right. I got time for that shit. Let's go.
Yeah, I'm like, you're some punk bitches hanging out, spending your fun social evening time at a Walmart in Pennsylvania. If anybody's got room to be sarcastic, it sure as fuck ain't you.
They can't even find a mall.
Ooh. Nice.
Yeah, them's fine words.
Shitty
I'm
little mall
just here for
rats.
socks.
Ooh, ooh,
Just
ooh.
putting my socks on.
So
Maybe they were
God.
following us because before I made the purchase, I was walking around barefoot. Maybe that's why.
So
Walmart lets you in with no shoes.
I have obfuscate feet, so they didn't notice.
Obfuscate feet.
Walmart will let you walk in without a brain, let alone shoes.
Right?
Jesus
I think,
Christ.
in fact, I think that's part of a requirement, but I'm just saying.
Yeah.
So now that you are out in the parking lot and she has her do-rag on, Kai's mood has noticeably lightened. She is much more engaged in conversations in the car. She is more forthright. She is less mousy. When you drive, and this drive is not a short one, it takes you all the way across to Philadelphia. You drive up on what at one point must have been a church or a cathedral of some sort. It is not a small building. There is a plaque outside in the parking lot as you guys park. It says, home of Saint something something. You can't read because the brass plaque has just been completely just knocked right off. It's not even cut off. It's just been broken off, leaving half of the black there. In the parking lot, as you guys park, you guys get out. A bald gentleman wearing a similar black on black suit. The only difference is that he has a pin that you have seen before attached to his tie as like a tie holder. As you get out of your car,
Clown car style.
Yeah, as you get out of the car and keep getting out of the car and keep getting out of the car.
We ride up strong.
As you get out of the car, he comes up to you and says, "Good evening. Do you have your invitation?"
I just gestured to my suit.
What was that, Vic?
I said, Andrea, invitation. She had the paper.
Andrea pulls out the invitation and when the man reaches for it, she jerks it away and she goes, what's the magic word?
She's awesome.
And then the gentleman goes, "Please." She hands him the paper and she goes, "It's not the magic word in my household. It was always give it to me fucking now, but whatever." He checks the paperwork and kind of looks at her and then hands the paperwork. He goes, "Well, I hope you all have a good evening." And kind of scurries along to the next car.
Was he human?
Yes, he is human. And you can tell there is where maybe before there was a little bit of a sense of maybe self-importance, maybe a little bit of thinking that this is too good for him, that he's better than this. Now, maybe he's a little nervous. He's maybe thinking that maybe this wasn't the best situation. There's definitely a little bit of that melancholy humor there, a little bit of fear.
Okay.
As you walk up, you notice that there are others there too. None of them are human, but everyone is dressed identically. Black suits.
Somebody likes a theme party.
Yeah. I'm assuming we don't recognize anybody.
Not so far.
Okay.
Kai kind of holds back a little bit. She looks at you, Idaho, and she goes, Are we going to be okay in here? Like, this isn't going to be some weird place, is it?
It is. It is going to be weird, and we're going to be okay. So let's go.
We're going to be okay.
I just try to grab her by the hand or wrist or something and just head on in.
She seems a little nervous at first. Her body language has tensed up. But she loops her arm through yours and
we skip inside.
No, I think she's still quite apprehensive about the whole situation. Just saying.
Hey man, you can stick close to me if it helps.
Yeah.
When Ruby sees what Kai has done with Idaho House, she does the same thing and loops her arm through yours.
Of course.
Andrea looks at you, Vic, and she goes, "You want to take point or you want to take rear?"
Well, I just thought we'd go arm in arm like the rest. No, I'm just kidding.
She looks at you, she goes,
I'll take
"No."
point.
I'm not on your fucking life.
I'll take
I
point.
don't know.
As you head inside through the front doors, while the exterior has not been changed at all, it still looks exactly like a church. The interior looks like something that has definitely never been a church before. All of the pews have been removed. The upper part of the cathedral, which kind of splits out. So to give you just kind of an example of how the floor plan works, it is a large hall that you walk into, and about, say, 50 yards in, it tees out into 3 separate areas. But on that initial hall, it also presses forward a little bit. So it looks kind of like a giant lowercase t in a way. There are from the inside as you walk in, there is a black metal catwalk that has been suspended at the second story.
Awesome.
That walks around the outside. All of the stained glass windows have been, you can't tell, but it looks like maybe spray painted or just painted. So there's still the imagery from the inside. You can still see where the stained glass and all of that would be, but it's all painted black. Everything inside it's all painted black. There are disco balls that are suspended at different areas that are, of course, a green, reflecting green light. And at each of the ends of the tees, so at each side of the tees, there is a separate bar. Each of those bars is completely backlit. They are underlit green. Everything here is either matte black or in some form of green. All of the people
got here in her Challenger, right?
Yeah, and your Charger.
Her Charger, right? That was her Charger originally?
No, that Charger was the one that Moira.
Okay, so this is not the green Charger. Okay.
No, because remember, you guys originally she get you one that was the same color, and then you guys had the paint job because Michael was like,
right.
No.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So everyone here is dressed identically. Everyone is in black, all black everything. The lighting, except for your green socks and Kai's durag.
Right.
You guys are not the only ones to be quote unquote clever. There are, you see some people have substituted a green tie. Some people have, some of the women have substituted the tie away completely and are instead wearing rosaries that are like green glass.
Cool.
The only people who are not dressed identically are the bartenders.
Mm.
So we're not the help. See,
The the bartenders are in what look like priestly vestments with a high collar, but the shoulders have been cut off. They're cut off at the shoulders. But instead of being like black and white, they're all green and white, and it's in latex.
Oh, I want to go to this club.
The barbacks. So all of the bartenders that are dressed like priests, they're all women. All of the barbacks are dressed in nun habits. It's cut off at the shoulders, but in the same thing, green and white. But they're all men.
I'm digging it. I'm digging it.
It is a semi-subdued party. There is music going on. It's not dance music. It's more kind of lounge music. Kindred are circulating. Everyone is socializing. One thing that you notice immediately is that you've seen all of these people.
The tower?
in lockup.
Okay.
Naval base. Yeah.
How have they not mobbed us yet for being their saviors?
So, party, everybody's milling around. Everyone is well dressed up and socializing. So, what do you guys want to do?
I plan on sticking close, especially to Andrea and Kai and the new ones. I want to like try and at least keep them.
Yeah.
At least I halfway know what to expect here. I'm not saying I completely know what to expect, but I have some experience with Sabine, whereas these new people don't. And I'd rather be there to help support them.
So we see a lot of faces we recognize from lockup, but do we see Sabine or anybody specifically that we know?
Probably not yet.
You have not seen anybody that you know yet.
And as far as we can tell, everybody in here is a kindred?
Yes.
Well, I'm going to go up to the bar and see what's going on at the bar if it's just all kindred.
Okay, so Idaho is going to head to the bar. I'm guessing you're going to take Kai with you?
If she comes along, sure, why not?
Well, your arms are linked, so I'm going to assume that she's going to follow with you. Vic, are you heading to the bar too?
I'm probably going to stick back with Andrea, just get the lay of the land, take a look out, just kind of see what I can see from a vantage point.
Okay. Alice, what are you and Ruby doing?
At this point, I think she's kind of still dragging me around. So I'm just gonna be on high alert and try to really observe.
Oh, no. You are definitely the masculine arm in this particular arm linking. You are the one who is leading.
Oh, I thought you said that she grabbed me by the arm and dragged me in.
No. She just slipped her arm into yours.
Okay. Then at that point, I'm going to kind of make the rounds at kind of a perimeter to get the lay of what's going on, who I'm seeing. Is it all just those of us that were in lockup, or who else is here that was not?
Okay. So we've got kind of a split scene now. Vic and Andrea are going to kind of find a vantage point to start watching over things. Idaho and Kai are heading to the bar. Alice and Ruby, you're going to kind of go through and socialize. So, we'll start from the top, literally. Vic, you follow Andrea up. She has headed upstairs to the catwalk. Now, the catwalk is wide. It's probably about 10 feet wide and rims the entire top of the church area by about 12 feet up. It is a graded catwalk, so it's like you are walking. As you're walking, you're literally walking over top of people. You and Andrea are walking. She's in front. You're on the kind of the back, going through people. And you hear a groan. Andrea quickly turns around and looks at you, Vic, and goes, "Go the other way, go the other way, go the other way."
Okay.
As she kind of moves you down, she looks over her shoulders and looks at you, and she goes, "Samantha's here."
She wasn't locked up. What the hell?
I thought she was locked up.
No, she got us out.
Oh, well.
Andrea's like, geez. She looks at you, Vic, and she's like, I know that Idaho's dumb. He made a deal with this bitch. And I know, talking to Michael, he has blessed it and made it a formal deal. And that I get it. I don't agree with it. I think it's a stupid fucking idea. I think it's one of the worst ideas I've heard in a long time. She goes, I get it. I just keep wondering to myself if heading this off to the past and fucking putting a bullet in her fucking head isn't the smartest thing to do.
Well, not here, definitely, but I'm not denying it might not be the smartest path to take, but definitely not here. And definitely not without talking to Idaho first.
I'd be so heartbroken.
Andrea continues to kind of move you along to a different vantage point. From here, you can see into the kind of short leg of the T. There is where the altar used to be. Pretty obviously, there's a kind of a step up slope. And at the kind of right before you go into the back area, there is a set of couches that is set up there. To kind of cut back a little bit on the description. So the catwalk does not go over that area. The catwalk crosses over basically in front of this, what would be the walk up. So somebody who is standing there could look down onto whatever's going on.
Right.
In that little area where the altar used to be, there's an elevated kind of a platform, a stage. On that stage, there are couches and let's be honest, it's a throne. It's not attempting to be a throne, but the placement, the size of it, it's a throne. You see that there are some kindred who are kind of lounging around on the couches. But no one is sitting on the throne. Andrea looks at you big. She goes, everybody wants to sit in the big chair.
If the one who should be sitting there is not even here tonight.
Yeah, well. She gets a kind of distant look in her eye, and she goes, dude who wrote the lyric was a fucking rapist, but he wasn't wrong. Slave only dreams to be free. Slave only dreams to be king. Slaves never dream to be free. Downstairs, Idaho. You are at the bar. It is not difficult to belly up to the bar. There are people there. It's busy. But what is weird is that people who are bellying up to the bar are curious. They're not really sure what they should be ordering. And when they talk to the bartender or the bar back, they are in fact served. It is the only thing you've seen so far that looks cheap. The cups are those clear plastic cups that every cheap dive bar uses. They're never filled more than quarter way or halfway. But the liquid that is sloshing in them is definitely blood. So, what do you do?
I mean, can I smell anything? Does it smell like it's just run-of-the-mill blood, or is it this awesome stuff that we got, at Sabine's old place, or can I detect anything?
You have not yet ordered any, so you're smelling basically kind of over somebody's shoulder if you're smelling anything at all. And it smells blood, like blood. It smells good, but it doesn't. It is not anything that is particularly pungent.
Okay. So I see this going on at the bar. It's not really that appealing, if you ask me.
Okay.
So unless, we see anybody, or I see anybody that I know in particular, I guess I'll just kind of keep walking around.
When you walk around, you see some of the kindred who you let loose. Some of them make furtive eye contact with you. One of them nods. They don't say anything. It seems like everybody is kind of doing what you're doing. Everybody is just kind of looking for people to run into. As you and Kai mill around a little bit further, you run into a massive man in a suit standing next to a woman with a not massive afro, but significantly more than the shaved head that she had the last time that you saw her.
Trinity.
When they turn around, it is Threnody and Raoul.
Yeah.
They see you and make a beeline for you. Raoul holds his hand out to give you a warm handshake.
Okay, cool.
Threnody does the same.
Nice.
There is a man who is standing there with them. His skin is kind of a same color as Café du Monde's Café au lait. Maybe a little more milk. He has a side undercut on one side. On the other side, it is dreads, but they are short dreads. They're probably only 3 or 4 inches long and blonde. He has a goatee on his chin, and he is dressed all black everything, just like you. Raoul looks at you, Idaho, and says, "Yeah, we haven't got back together. I wanted to give you. Haven't seen you, haven't seen Michael, haven't seen anybody, haven't seen Vic. Said we wanted to thank you for what you guys did."
Yeah, no problem.
He goes, some others that are like us, they wouldn't have been quite so magnanimous. They'd have taken the opportunity and skedaddled without doing anything for anybody else. Instead, you guys decided to turn it into Prison Break.
Yeah. I mean, there were a couple in there I wouldn't have mind, leaving or killing. But other than that, it was important to get everybody out.
When you mentioned leaving or killing, Threnody snorts and she goes, "Oh, there are a lot more of us in there than of the other kind. But yeah, there were definitely some that, I wouldn't have minded if they had stayed in a cage forever."
Yeah, exactly. So the new guy, is he just kind of standing there, not saying anything?
He is definitely watching the situation, and he's watching Kai very closely.
Does he seem like he's with Threnody and Raoul?
Hard to say. If you want
is
to,
he there, like in our little circle of conversation?
yes.
All right. Well, I'm just going to stick my hand out and say, "Hi, I'm Idaho."
He takes your hand and shakes it warmly. He goes, Andre Jean-Baptiste.
Andre Jean-Baptiste?
He nods and he goes, "Close. You almost got it for an American."
I'm not from New Orleans. Sorry.
He goes, "Neither am I."
I didn't think he was. So I've never seen him before.
No, you've never seen him before.
Nice. Okay.
Threnody.
Oh, let me ask real fast.
Oh, go.
Are we up in the northeast, like Threnady's, what I guess would be Threnady's area now?
No. You are in the far, far, far northeast.
But we're not in Cam Turf. That's what I was getting.
Well, you would be in Cam
Contested.
Yeah, well, yeah, the contested area, right? But we're not like in the solid.
No.
Okay, all right.
Threnody nods at Jean-Baptiste and says, "Andre and I here were discussing where we might be able to find a spot for him and his compatriots."
And who is that?
He looks at you and he goes, "It's not entirely accurate to say a coven of us, but there are a few. We have House Karna are attempting to find a more suitable permanent residence here than where we've been previously.
Okay. House
Raoul.
Karna. Is that what I heard?
Mm-hmm. Raoul, as discreetly as he can, kind of steps back so he's not in eyesight of either of the two of them, and stands there and makes it look like he's got a wand.
Got it.
Serenity looks at you, kind of gives you a sideways look, because you wouldn't happen to know a place for that, would you?
A place.
Where they could put their feet down?
I mean, I'm sure we could find something, but I don't know of anything off the top of my head. We're still getting our feet settled after all the excitement.
She nods inside. Yeah. You saw what happened to my place, didn't you?
Mm-hmm.
Can't even go back.
Yeah. So we need a new place for a lot of people, looks like.
She goes, it seems like something that needs to be addressed.
So let me ask this real quick. Was Raul the one who saw Samantha when we were breaking out and looked at me and said, I need to talk to you about her sometime?
Let me go back to...
I had to answer, knock at the door.
When we were escaping, somebody, I thought it was Raul, but I'm not sure, noticed me and Samantha, and I think kind of caught wind of the deal and said, Idaho, when we get a chance, I need to talk to you about her.
That does sound familiar to me, and that does sound like Raul. I'm not finding it in my notes, but that sounds correct. So, yes.
Well, it did happen. I just couldn't remember if it was Raul or who it was, but it seems like it was probably him.
Yep.
Well, then, if this is a good time, I'm going to kind of mosey up to him and say, kind of refresh his memory or whatever. You know, when we were having our fun getting out of the zoo, you said you wanted to talk to me about Samantha, so I'm all ears.
He kind of looks at Kai and Threnody and Andre and says, Ken, I just need a second with him. He kind of shoulders a little bit into the crowd and looks at you and looks down, and he goes, what she, like, her affiliations and stuff, right? Like, you know who she's with.
Okay, I really don't know much about her at all. I know that she's the same clan that I am, and she seemed to act like she was serving, what was his name? The flesh-crafted guy.
Oh, Alasdair.
Alasdair. It seemed like she was serving Alasdair. Now, I don't know if Idaho knows that his clan is part of the Sabbat or not, or any of that stuff. I know that Michael picked up on some of that, but I don't remember what Idaho figured out. So basically, I really don't know. She's very confusing to me.
He kind of she's politically troublesome, let's just say.
Is she with the Sabbat?
He goes, in as much as she's with anybody else.
Okay. So it sounded...
Because he kind of looks around. He goes, she's not with the Sabbat.
Okay.
But she thinks that how should I say this? She claims or has told other people that she had some sort of a dream or a vision that she needed to go forth and multiply, to use the Christian fashion of that.
Mm-hmm.
So she's willing to pick up the politics of whatever will get her closer to that particular goal.
I mean,
now,
mm-hmm.
now she's tried to do it herself, but she can't.
Ah. I was wondering why she acted like she needed help from somebody.
She says every single time that she's done that, the kids come up a little mercurial, if you understand what I'm saying.
They don't work? Well, I mean, what?
A little thin in the blood.
Thin bloods.
Mm-hmm.
She wants.
Well, I mean, I don't really know how all this stuff works. I'm pretty new, but I would kind of assume the same thing would happen if I did it.
She doesn't know that, though.
Well, has she tried this with other people besides me?
I don't know. I know that she's been looking.
Okay. I mean, she tried to play the whole clan angle with me, and that our clan was endangered of dying out, and that, you know, I should help to make more of them and all this other stuff that doesn't really mean shit to me, but okay.
Keep my mouth shut.
He kind of nods and he goes, well, she's not wrong.
Yeah, I mean, maybe she's not wrong, but I mean, why do I care about the people in my clan?
He goes, that is entirely your road to hoe. He goes, but I will tell you what I have heard is that this is not the first place that she has tried to do that, and she he says, I don't mean to bring up bad memories, but when the kids didn't come out right, she went a little Casey Anthony, if you know what I mean.
Mm-hmm. Okay, well, thanks. I appreciate it.
Such a good thing that Alice is not there right now.
So we're going to cut over to Alice, but this seems like an appropriate time for a quick bio break.
Yeah, let's do that. So thanks to everybody that's been hanging in there with us, and also all my lurkers. I really appreciate you guys just popping us on in the background. Yeah, go potty break, go get something to drink, and we'll be back in about 10-ish minutes. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
About 5 after.
Yep.
Sounds good.
All right. Sorry we were a couple minutes late, guys. Thanks for bearing with us. We're back with Knox, our storyteller, Scott, who plays Idaho, Zack playing Vic, and I play Alice for Vampire the Masquerade Philly by Night edition. And we'll just get right back into it. Remember, we are active in chat, and we love to hear from you guys. And we also love our lurkers out there. So don't forget to drop a follow, and we will always appreciate a sub. All right, let's go.
Welcome back to our Vampire the Masquerade 5th Edition Chronicle, Philly by Night. Now, back at the church. Alice, you and Ruby are walking through. You see all of these people dressed in black from head to toe, and you recognize some of them you don't. But there is a kind of feeling of camaraderie, feeling of kindred. Ruby is obviously not on the same wavelength with you. She alternates between acting like a kid in a candy shop, excited to see all of these people, excited to see them out, and at some points she's also a little nervous, a little afraid.
Understandable. As you were walking through, the crowd parts a little bit, and you walk up on a woman. She has a short, sharp bob cut. Yeah.
Her eyes are green, and so is her lipstick. She is wearing the same suit that you are, but her suit is green.
Mm-hmm.
When she sees you, Alice, her lips curl up in a smile. She excuses herself, walks up to you, extends her hands out for your free hand. Do you give it?
Yeah.
She kisses your hand and she goes, "It's been a while."
It definitely has.
She says, "Is Michael here?"
I'm afraid not.
She pouts for a moment, and then the smile comes back. She goes, "That is a shame."
It is.
She looks at Ruby. She goes, "And who is this little duckling?"
This would be my little Ruby. Ruby. This would be Sabine.
Sabine takes her hand, kisses it, and then holds it there for a second, smells, and gives her hand back and goes, "I didn't know that you were hanging around with the Mercutians."
Am I supposed to know this term?
I've heard it before. I just don't remember what it is.
She smiles at Ruby and she goes, "An older name for those that we call thin blood tonight.
Mercurial. That's right. Okay, Mercutian.
She goes, so, have you partaken of the party favors yet, or? Because I wasn't sure that you would be attending.
Well, I've honestly not been here very long. Was very excited to see you right away, but no, not yet.
She goes, well then, let us have let us go to the bar and have a toast.
Now, would this happen to be the same vintage as what my coterie got to sample?
She goes, unfortunately, tonight we are having some, shall we say, supplier difficulties. So tonight is much simpler.
All right.
She sweeps up on your other side and takes your other arm. And as the three of you walk through the club, it is difficult not to see heads turn and eyes widen.
We're doing our bad bitch slow motion walk.
Yeah.
Charlie's
Charlie's Devils. Anyway.
At the bar. The bartender sees Sabine walk up, and without even a word, there are 3 plastic cups filled by half. She raises the cup to you and Ruby. She says, to freedom in these Philadelphia nights.
Very much so.
She throws it back. Do you do the same?
Yeah.
When you do, it is subtle. It is a perhaps more, shall we say, phlegmatic feeling. It is sentimental. It is thankfulness. It is the flash of first steps onto a street after a long stint in prison. It's a flash of steps out onto the street down in town Philadelphia after a long weekend in the drunk tank. It is freedom. When Ruby throws it back, excuse me, buddy.
Hi, Kai.
That's the real Kai. When Ruby throws it back, she is enthralled. She is doing everything she can to discreetly, and then perhaps not so discreetly, stick her tongue in the cup, trying to get every last bit of it.
Such a kid.
Sabine laughs. At this point, she looks up and points. She points at you, Victor. She smiles at you and gestures for you to come and join.
I know Jandria. I know Jandria says it looks like we're going down. Unless you want to stay up here.
Andrea says, I think that would be rude. And so down you go.
All right. See you later.
When... Oh, she's coming with you.
Oh, okay. She's coming with. Okay.
She's actually worried about being rude for some reason.
When she gets downstairs with you, introductions are made. Sabine gets another round. This time, she toasts you, Vic. She goes, many of us have heard the tales of the Man Mountain who threw an entire floor.
Yeah.
He says, but very few people would believe that I actually knew who he was. Another toast. She hands you a glass. She goes, to yet another one of those who helped us escape.
Nice.
I'll toast.
It is the same feeling. It is the feeling of freedom, that feeling of fresh air, of no longer being incarcerated. Idaho. Raul breaks from the conversation that you're having about Samantha and points over your shoulder and goes, I think your friends are doing shots without you.
Gasp. All right, I look over there and see, and I go, oh, okay, I guess they found Sabine. Let's Kai, let's go over there and join them. You guys want to come with us? Do they even know Sabine?
Threnody shakes her head and she goes, I need to get back to talking to Andre about where we're going to try to find a place for him to post up.
Yeah, be in touch with us about that. If I find anything, I'd love to help you too.
She goes, I will absolutely be in touch. She goes, should I be in touch with you or with Michael?
Whatever works. Any of us, any of the four of us.
She nods and she goes, all right then. Then we will be in touch.
All right. So I'll take Kai, if Kai is willing, and head on over to the bar.
Before you leave, Threnody writes a number on the back of a card.
Yeah, that would be helpful.
And passes it to you, Idaho, and says,
Yeah.
New number in case you need anything.
Yeah, I've got a new number. I don't even know where my phone is.
My shitty little burner phone.
Yeah. Thanks.
Yeah, that's something we gotta upgrade soon.
Definitely. Laura needs to hook us up with some real phones.
Right?
As you join in, Sabine takes your hand, Idaho, and kisses it. And she goes, yet another one of our victors.
Thanks.
She says, She passes you another cup and salutes you. She goes, well, this party wasn't for the four of you, and I am sad that your patron could not be here. This party was partially, at least, to honor you.
Wow, thanks.
Thank you very much.
She says, well, not all of the kindred in Philadelphia, many of the kindred in Philadelphia owe you a debt.
Boons all around. We'll start taking IOUs right now.
Oh, they already owe us. So, does that shot reduce my hunger at all?
That is not quite enough to reduce your hunger.
Good.
They're little thimbles. They're little thimbles.
No, but it's like a
Yeah.
It's not a big gulp.
yeah,
It's a little slurp.
yeah, it's a mouthful. That's not much more than a mouthful.
That's
I
what
don't
she
have a
said.
big mouth.
Never mind.
Yeah, well, she got a big mouth.
That's right. That's right.
Looks like a goddamn store.
Sorry,
Anyways,
children.
So the that is when Sabine sees Kai, and she looks at you, Idaho, and she goes, "Who is this?"
This is Kai. Kai, this is Sabine.
Kai very awkwardly sticks her hand out.
Mm-hmm.
Sabine takes her hand, kisses it, and smells. Idaho, make a let's say wits and awareness.
Oh no, how bad was this? I'm having a seizure.
I don't even know if that even shows up on the stream. I don't even know if anyone is going to see that.
At least the most part of it, yeah. Not all of the dice, but yeah.
No, real roll.
So anyway, what was it?
3 and 2.
Huh? 3 and
3
2?
and 2.
3 and 2.
How about that? And
So you notice for a split second, Idaho, that when Sabine smells Kai's hand, that her fangs start to extend.
Sabine's?
Mm-hmm. It is a flash. It's just a moment.
Okay.
Sabine takes a step back and kind of acclimates herself a little bit. She goes, well, it is a pleasure to have you here.
I'm going to look at Kai and kind of see if Kai reacts or how Kai reacts.
Kai does not catch it.
Okay.
Do any of us catch?
The only one who would have been looking from a side angle on would have been Idaho. So he is the only one. Now, obviously, he can choose to disclose said information.
Well, right now I'm just watching Sabine very closely. Like, what the heck just happened?
Sabine kind of clears her throat a little bit, goes, she looks at you, Alice, and goes, I've heard that you're having issues with your living arrangements.
Things have been not exactly comfortable, that's for sure.
She says, what are you doing about it?
At the moment, we're just, I think, trying to gather our thoughts and our resources and look to our leadership in Michael right now to help make some decisions.
Sabine looks away hesitantly and says, have you thought about what you're going to do about your problem in the basement?
Do we all overhear this, or is she kind of talking more privately to Al?
No, she's saying this in
But just to fill her in on like what Carmine's in the basement, probably staked in torpor. That was the door.
That's who we left down there, right? Before everything was taken to shit.
We went down there. We got to the door. We opened the door and we smelled like decay. And we closed. We closed.
Yeah, we don't know exactly what was in there. We saw blackness.
Right. We didn't see what was in there, but we
have it.
I have a feeling
Right.
she knows. That's why I asked if we all overheard that, or if she's just talking kind of private to Al.
No, she's saying it out in front of the group.
Say,
okay.
What is our problem in the basement?
She looks at you and she goes, well, you know, Carmine is old. Perhaps the oldest kindred currently residing in Philadelphia.
Mm-hmm.
She says, humans will not slake that thirst.
Mm-hmm.
He's gonna need vampires.
Would his nephew slake his thirst?
She rolls her eyes and goes,
love to feed him that little snack.
Says, not his thirst for blood perhaps, but his thirst for other forms of blood. Are you really going to do this to me? Okay.
That was great.
He was like, no, I was just telling you need to get up and stretch. I don't know what the hell you opened that damn door for. Like,
It was exactly the face.
So you're saying that for our own protection, we need to bring a kindred down there that he can feed off of?
She flashes a smile and she goes, so, once upon a time, what seems like a lifetime ago now, although it was really only a couple months, she goes, Michael had put me in contact with Carmine, and I was using my connections to get him what he needed. So, I think when it is time to wake Mr. Rossellini, that I could be of service to you. But the bigger issue will be that this is probably not something that you can do without substantial risk in the middle of, say, a raid. as it will be difficult to foresee exactly how Carmine is going to react when he wakes up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so we could just take the club back, and then when things are settled, we could try to wake him up.
She goes, exactly.
Yeah. And see if he likes the taste of Samantha. Wait, I didn't say that.
The Sabine says, I'd like to introduce you to someone who might have a little more insight. She excuses herself, leaving the group to talk for a minute.
So just us now.
Yes.
Okay. I will tell them what I saw. Okay, when did you guys see the way Sabine kind of acted a little strange when she kissed Kai's hand?
Yeah, she was definitely jolted there for a second.
I don't know what just went on, but she kind of started getting her fangs out a little bit.
Kai sighs. She goes, That's a thing.
It's a thing.
What is it?
She looks over her shoulder and kind of huddles into the group a little bit more, and she goes, I've only gone to talk with one other of my kind, but our blood tastes different. Our vitae is more delicious, more enticing. She says, in fact, kindred such as I have often been hunted by other kindred for exactly that.
So that means you... Oh, sorry, go ahead.
No, I was just saying, it makes me wonder if Sabine's hunted her kind in the past for blood.
I was just wondering the same thing.
We're gonna have
maybe. I actually assumed it was just because Sabine was old enough to recognize it, but it could be that.
No, I think she's gonna have to be protected from Sabine majorly.
Well, not only that, but we need to make sure, Kai, that you're nowhere near when we wake up Carmine.
True.
She says, who is Carmine?
Carmine is a really old vampire who's locked in the basement of our club.
He's a boogeyman.
Was she there to hear the conversation or no?
Yeah, she was standing there, but she...
Okay. Yeah,
didn't have
guy
context.
locked in the basement. Old vampire locked in the basement. Yeah.
We were working with him, and his nephew backstabbed us and him and staked him, presumably, and now he's locked in the basement of the club that used to be ours and will be ours again.
She says, how old?
I don't know. Older than me.
We just heard the oldest that we know of, so...
The oldest that Sabine knows of in the city, which I assume means pretty damn old.
Knows of. That's got to be old.
Yep.
Kai's face scrunches up, and she goes, "Then why hasn't he left?"
He's torpored.
He's staked.
No. She says, "I don't know much about."
I know what she's asking.
Kindred, but she says the older kindred are leaving.
Didn't Idaho hear some of that from Trevor?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay. Sorry. Go ahead.
She says the older kindred are leaving. That's so part of why our society is in such an uproar right now is because all of the older ones are walking away from their homes, leaving fortunes to literally newborns. She says, "So if he's old, if he's so old, why is he still here?"
Maybe he's not that old. He's just the oldest in the city. I don't know.
But I'm guessing being staked in a basement would kind of keep you around for a while.
Maybe he had different motives.
Maybe he's able to resist the call. Who knows?
We won't find out. You're sitting here talking.
Sabine sweeps up with a woman on her arm. This woman
Who is
is
it? Okay.
very similar in countenance in some ways to Sabine. She also has a bob cut, but where Sabine's is rounded and sharp, this woman's almost gives her kind of a squarish look to her head. Her suit, unlike everybody else's suit here, which fits very, very well, her suit is a little loose. She looks slightly not emaciated, but the look of somebody who is not fed regularly in a very long time when they were churned. She has circles under her eyes. And she is wearing no makeup. Sabine smiles and she goes, "I would like to introduce you to Nora Giovanni." Nora does a brief curtsy. And says, "Oh, it's you. Carmine has mentioned you before."
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully lovely things.
Nora looks at you, Vic, and says, "I thought you'd be taller."
Just wider. That's all.
Oh my goodness.
She smiles at the joke, and it's the most depressing thing you've ever seen.
So she's even more of a downer than the Hecate, huh?
Sabine says, "Nora was my connection with Carmine. She was his, shall we say, consigliere.
Mm.
She is currently the Sabine stops to try to find words. Nora speaks up and says, "I'm in charge, unfortunately."
So you're in charge now that Carmine is indisposed.
For the time being. He'll be back in charge once we get him back.
Right.
She says, Until then, if there's anything that I can do,
Well, before we get him back, we need to get New Rain back.
Mm-hmm.
Can you help us with that?
she says, I believe I can. Let me make some phone calls.
Okay.
That would be very much appreciated.
She turns and mopes away. Would probably be the most accurate way to depict the shuffle that she.
This poor depressed. Damn.
I can't wait until Carmen wakes us up to be leader anymore. I'm gonna go on.
Right.
Sabine watches her walk away and looks at you guys and says, "What a bright ray of sunshine!"
I was
Oh, very
just
much.
thinking that. Wow. Just thinking that. Almost enough to make me need another shot.
Sabine points at you and she returns to the bar. The bartender comes back with a full platter of cups. Does everyone partake?
Yes, I drink them all.
I'm not hungry. I'm not hungry at the moment. So I mean, if Idaho needs it, go ahead.
Okay, so Idaho's not partaking.
I just do it to do it.
Okay, so Idaho's partaking. Vic, you're not going to have another drink?
Only if it seems like it's required to be nice or should seem like to keep
Polite.
to be polite. Yeah, if it's required to keep the politeness thing going, then I'll take another drink. If I don't feel it's needed, then I'll pass.
Which one is it?
Well, I
Is
mean,
it?
I'm asking. Yeah,
he brought out, it's like a shot for everybody, right?
Right.
So imagine you're like at numbers and somebody shows up with shots for everybody. Do you take one or not?
Not if I'm the driver, but I'm not.
That's true.
So.
You're not the driver. Andrea is. So
I guess. Yeah, that's fine. I'll take a shot.
Okay, so you take a shot. Al, are you going to take your shot?
I politely decline.
Okay. Ruby.
She's going to take Al's and hers.
Grabs 2 cups and thumbs her head at Al and she's like, in case she changes her mind.
Yeah.
Just drink them. Just drink them both. It's okay. A lot more, I'm sure.
I look at her and I nod. I'm like,
Kai takes one. Andrea takes it. And while Sabine's back is turned, she sniffs it. And her nose kind of wrinkles a little bit.
Yeah, not the best.
Andrea looks at you in Idaho and says, certainly not afraid enough.
If that's your thing, yeah, I got you. Does Sabine hear that?
No. When Sabine comes back, there's another toast, salute. Everybody drinks. Except for Alice. And Ruby takes advantage of the situation, does them both.
Yeah, Ruby's all. "Arr."
Sabine smiles and says, I'm thrilled that you could all come tonight. She goes, I'm going to go be the hostess and mingle. She goes, if you think of anything that you need, don't hesitate to ask.
Thank you.
And with that, Sabine is gone. So, what are you going to do now?
I guess just chat with the others. I didn't see anybody else we knew, unfortunately, so just kind of perching around up atop, just seeing what I could see, but I didn't see anyone else that we would know.
Yeah, so we haven't seen any. I mean, we've kind of been busy. I guess I'm going to kind of turn around and with my back to the bar, just kind of look out over the crowd and see if I see anybody else that either is of interest or should be avoided or harmed.
You see perched up on the catwalk on the other side, you see Samantha.
Womp womp.
I'm not here, man.
Dave's not here, man.
Does she see me?
No, she does not appear to see you. She is chatting with someone else.
I'm going to hide behind Vic. She'll never find me.
Any of you guys happen to run into anyone?
I saw Trinity and Raul.
Oh, really?
Yeah. They were both looking great. They had a friend of theirs who I assume is from France. Don't know for sure. They said they were looking for him and his crew a place to stay. Could be an opportunity for us to increase our allies.
Where'd you see them?
Here. They were like over there.
Like where? Yeah. Point them out.
Yeah, point.
I'll head over there.
I imagine Raul can't hide too easily if he's still around.
No, he is one of the bigger men there, so it is somewhat difficult for Raul to hide. And frankly, even if he could hide, Serenity's afro is large enough that she certainly couldn't.
There they are, right over there.
I'm gonna go give Raul a big hug.
When he sees you, Vic, he gives you a big hug, and he's like, "My man." He goes, "Heard all the stories about what you did down there."
I'm just glad we got you out, man.
It's like, me too. It's like, definitely didn't need to spend any more time in there.
Yeah, I feel you.
He holds up his arm and he goes, although had enough time to, get this back.
That's good. Good.
Serenity looks at you, Vic, and goes, I know that I spoke with Alice about Michael not being here. There's nothing amiss, is there?
And not that I know of. We're just currently trying to figure out a way to get our club back.
She goes, well, you figure that out. Maybe the next thing you can do is help us figure out what we're going to do too.
Oh, I think we're getting close. Don't worry. I think it's going to happen soon.
Alice. Ruby looks at you and is kind of awkward. And says, I need to use the little girl's room.
Are there even facilities here?
She says, I have no idea.
Do I have a means to just lean over and ask a bartender?
You are still at the bar, so if you wanted to, because you didn't fall over, you could find out where bathrooms are.
Yeah. I lean in close and get the attention of the bartender and ask where the facilities might be. I need to powder my nose.
He looks at you for a second like you've just asked him to shove a Buick up your ass.
I
And
thought I was
then-
asking a bartender. Thought they were women.
Oh, excuse me. She looks at you like you've just asked to shove a Buick up her ass. And then her face goes slack again, and she goes, there is a set of unisex restrooms that are, and she points like on the other side of the bar, basically on the way other side.
Right. So I thank her, and I go ahead and lead Ruby that way.
As you get there are, you see a kind of teetering rotund kid who's standing there next to what looks like a librarian. And they are standing next to Gloria. Gloria sees you and gives a kind of polite wave, and then looks at Ruby and gives kind of a weird look. Ruby nods at her and then heads into the bathroom.
Okay.
Do you follow?
Yeah. Something sounds sus.
So, Ruby, without much modesty, uses the facilities. So, you basically have, shall we say, her full attention. Do you want to say or ask anything? Or are you?
What was the whole exchange out there with Gloria? What was that whole thing about?
Ruby looks away for a minute and then says, when she goes, okay, after I shot the crazy lady,
Mm-hmm.
she says, I don't remember a lot else about that night. When I woke up, and she kind of said, well, I wasn't asleep because I was walking, but I was they found me. I was on the side of a road in a part of town I'd never been in. At first I thought that they were like you, and that they were gonna, that they were gonna feed on me. But they're not like you. They're like me.
And what did Gloria have to do with this? Was she in on it?
Yeah.
Why didn't you bring this up to me earlier?
She goes, they're doing they have their own stuff going on. Um, she says, they so the rope, the big one, Teddy. He so he's like he like cooks things. It's I don't know. It's he makes drugs, but they're not drugs. They're I don't know. Apparently like it was good. Like I tried it. It was really good, but apparently it's better for like you.
And what role does Gloria play in all that?
She goes, I don't know. Like, so Gloria's kind of like their Michael, I think, but it's not like that. Like they're not like you and Idaho and Vic and Michael. They're like they don't have that kind of like they're just like a group. Like they just get together. Like there's like she's not like their leader. She just ends up leading them.
Interesting. Did they explain anything else about this drug?
She goes, no, but I bet we could get some.
Really? What makes you think that?
She goes, well, let's go ask. Hold on.
Oh, this is starting out like so many raves I've been to.
So,
whew.
She finishes up when she exits the bathroom with you. She makes a beeline. And when she gets there, before she can say anything, the big goth kid's like, "Hey, how's it going?" He's got a big smile on his face. Even his suit is perfectly tailored. He is, however, so big that he looks a little bit like a walking balloon.
Danny DeVito is the penguin.
Yeah. But taller.
That doesn't take much.
Gloria gives Ruby a quick hug. And then she looks at you and she goes, I remember you.
Yeah?
She goes, you were with the guy who tried to eat me.
I'm going to blame this one on Idaho. Are we talking Idaho here? Because I'm forgetting what she's talking about.
So, way back, I'm going to have to...
In the before time.
In the before time.
In the long, long ago.
So, This is like the This is set from our third session.
Yeah, exactly. No wonder.
Wow.
Alice wouldn't remember dick all from that time.
Where you found Gloria in the parking lot in front of Sabine's and convinced her not to go in because you were worried that something sus was going on. And instead, on the way home, you guys stopped at Taco Bell, and Michael tried to convince her to come with you, and he had a
Critical
bestial
failure.
Yeah, he had a critical failure, and his beast came out.
Damn. Okay.
What a great
The
reference.
Taco Bell massacre.
Wow.
The Taco Bell massacre. Okay.
That didn't involve the toilet.
Wow.
I'm like, oh yeah. It's you. How's it going?
She's like, that's fine. He's not here, is he?
No, not tonight.
She goes, oh, fucking great. Thank God.
But apparently,
Ruby.
I see that you know my Ruby here.
She goes, we do indeed. We did hang out for a couple of nights. Although she kind of gives an appraising look at Ruby, and she goes, definitely made some improvements.
Little tweak.
Ruby smiles bashfully for a minute and then looks at Teddy and she goes, "Hey, you got any of that stuff?" Teddy smiles conspiratorially and he goes, "Kind of dealer would I be if I didn't?"
No. As soon as the whole drug dealer thing, I was like, oh man, it's that kid. It's that fucking kid.
Which one? Because the drug dealer, the cam drug dealer from back then, you guys took care of.
No, just talking about this kid. Like, just in my mind, I could see him as being like that scruffy, chubby kid on the street corner with the backpack. Like, he's dealing drugs.
Oh yeah, this isn't chubby.
Didn't we meet him with his intestines hanging out?
This would be that same one.
Mm-hmm.
That's what me and Vic met him with his intestines hanging out.
So he
Isn't he a ghoul?
No.
I thought he was a ghoul. Why did I think that? Anyway, okay.
He reaches into his jacket pocket and pulls out a couple slips. It looks like blotters, like what you would put under a microscope.
Mm-hmm.
It's a little larger than, say, a pill. It has the same kind of sticky consistency you can see between the paper of like not quite taffy, but like jelly. He passes two of them to Ruby. And right before she puts it in his hand, he pulls back and goes, "You make sure you're in for the night before you do this."
In that case, I take it out of Ruby's hand and put it in my pocket.
He hasn't
Oh,
given
okay.
it to her. He's telling her. He said, "You to do this." He's like, "You need to make sure you're someplace safe."
Yeah.
Teddy looks at you, Alice, and says, "Make sure of that, okay?" So
Oh, yeah.
He says, "I like repeat customers."
Does Idaho suddenly appear? Is this like a spell to summon Idaho?
How much does he give me? How many doses?
So when he passes it to Ruby, they're just the two.
Okay. Like I said, I go ahead and like yoink and put it in my pocket just so she doesn't have access till we get home.
She's like, "Hey."
Be a good little girl. I promise you'll have fun later.
She pouts.
I go ahead and give her a little smooch.
That definitely takes the pout away. She loops her arm back through yours and waves at the three, and you head back to the group. As you are all standing there talking with Threnody and Raoul,
Did we go to them or did they come up to the bar?
they moved over to you. Nora walks up. She says, "Well, I made some calls. She says, I think I can get you a meeting with the person who owns the club tonight."
Okay.
Andrea stops and says, "Tonight?" Nora, "Yeah, we should probably go."
We must be pretty fucking important if this has to be handled tonight.
Okay, I can't remember how much Idaho actually knows based on how much I know, but I mean, we're going to basically to meet the Toreador Primogen.
You would know that.
So, okay, so it was discussed. All right. So where are we supposed to have this meeting?
Nora goes, "We're going to go meet her."
Where?
She gave me a nightclub address.
Is it? I forgot what Bianca's nightclub's name is. Help me out.
Is it New Rain?
Yeah, that's my first guess. It doesn't have to be called New Rain, does it? What a piece of shit.
She goes, "No, it's a jazz club downtown."
So it's in. Oh, Jesus.
This does not look good for Homestar 10.
Well, you know, if y'all want to do it, we can go and I'll go talk to him and y'all can wait in the car.
Well, I mean, you're not going in alone, that's for sure.
Take a dig with me. Oh, wait a minute. Sidebar, out of game. I was not with them when they went to the club and Vic had his freak out, was I? I was off with Andrea doing something else.
Yeah, you were. That was the night that you guys found the serial killer and decided to light shit on fire.
I ate the serial killer that night.
Yep.
So I have no knowledge. I'm assuming it's the same place, but I could be wrong. But okay, I have no knowledge. Okay.
I mean, by now, I'm sure that information would have been
Right.
I
But
don't
I
know.
wasn't there. I wasn't there when it
Right.
happened. It's kind of what I
Right.
was looking at. Because I was going to say, well, I hope that Vic doesn't have like another, but I don't know enough to say that. Okay.
Hmm.
Well, what do you guys want to do?
I mean, we're already out for the night. And if we try to, we put it out there that we wanted help and wanted a meeting. And if we blow off this offer, then we might not get it again.
Yeah,
Let's at least see what it's about.
I'm willing to go.
Yeah.
All right.
Idaho's not the safest person of the bunch, or most cautious.
So, Nora gives you an address. It is in Center City.
I look at Nora and say, "You're not coming with us?"
She goes, no.
Okay.
Nora looks at you, Vic. She writes a number on a piece of paper, hands it to you. She says, if you need to get in touch with me, this is how you do it.
All right. Thank you.
She goes, oh, Ariel wanted me to tell you hi.
Of course.
Hmm.
She keeps asking weird questions about your family. I don't know why.
She wants to recruit Vic.
Mm-hmm.
So time to blow this joint, huh?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, I think we've done everything we can.
All right. We'll give out the goodbyes as we're out and
Mm-hmm.
hit the road.
So, as you leave, Nora stands there at the curb, watches you kind of drive off. The drive is not particularly long. There's not a whole lot of people out on the streets at this point. There are not a lot of, shall we say, people who are on these types of streets. The address takes you to a older looking building. Andrea parks outside. And starts to walk around the corner. She says, I've been here before.
All right, we'll lead the way.
What can you tell us?
She says, it is oddly empty. She looks around and says, there should be more people here. More of us.
Well, we kind of left a whole lot of us back there.
Yeah, but
They're here, but
Andrea said, yeah, but do you notice who wasn't at that party?
The camis.
Exactly.
And they're not here either.
But they're not here either.
Well, that's okay, I guess, right? We don't want to run into a room full of camis.
She looks at you and she goes, do you really think that one of the highest ranking members in Camarilla society in Philadelphia would not have piles of lackeys hanging around them.
Okay, are you saying we shouldn't go in?
I'm saying this is intentional.
Feels like a trap.
Well, someone should wait outside, I guess.
Andrea points at Kai and Ruby, and she says, well, neither of them should be going inside.
Oh, hell no. Do I need to stay to babysit, though?
Andrea says, well, I'm persona non grata here, too. So how about we sit in the car and you three go do your business?
Yeah, that sounds like the best plan then.
Yeah, if you see anything out of the ordinary, just run in and just tell us. If we're not out here, back out here in half an hour, come in and get us.
I'll take point.
She says, I'll keep the car running.
Awesome. Okay.
Now, I'm guessing that as paranoid as I am, I would have left the house with my brand new brass knucks and my gun in my waistband. Yes? No?
Did you manage to get a gun? I don't recall if you've been able to get a gun.
You might be right. You might be right.
Brass knuckles, but
you might be right. But yeah, I would have at least put those in my pocket.
What's taking Andrea so long to acquire an arsenal for us?
Maybe she hasn't gotten one for you. Maybe she's just got one for herself.
Well, I mean, I don't mean for me. I certainly don't need one. I'm gonna do more harm than good, but everybody else.
As you walk through the front or through the back doors, there is a short hallway. It has a kind of weird vintage look to it. The floors, it's like a checkerboard floor, wood paneled, that comes up to about halfway on the wall, and then from there up, it's kind of like a pool table green up to the ceiling. Light casts everything in kind of a yellow, reddish glow. Lights are all kind of low. The short hallway leads into a small lobby area that's connected to the larger lobby area up front, but from here it looks basically like a private entrance to a private elevator. Inside the elevator is that kind of buttoned leather thing that they used to do in older elevators and put it around the inside.
So hang on, we're going in an elevator?
Mm-hmm.
With no stairs?
None that you found, or none that were visible. You could theoretically go search for them.
Yeah, unless we're just going to walk up. Elevators seem like a death trap to me. But
expensive death trap, but sure.
Yeah, okay. Let's go.
The ride up is surprisingly smooth for this old elevator. When you get up to the top floor, the doors open and you're immediately in another smaller room that goes out onto a deck. The doors are open. There is a logo that describes the area as the High Life.
Okay.
There is a live jazz band that is playing low. And there is a singular figure who is standing looking out over Philadelphia.
So that's it. One person and a jazz band.
Mm-hmm.
Well, let's go head on over.
When you step out of the elevator, Elizabeth Victoria Addington turns around She is in a long red dress with a rose pinned in her hair. She smiles, and then frowns, and then smiles again, and says, Nora told me that there are only going to be 3 of you. I was hoping for a bit of a lie on her part that the 4th of you would be here, but I see that is not the case.
We were hoping the same.
Victoria smiles somewhat wistfully, and she goes, well, perhaps this will be easier then. She says, I am sure by this point that you know who is running your club.
Mm-hmm.
Carmelo.
And she says, and I'm sure by this point that Nora, if you hadn't figured it out before, has told you about who is in the basement.
Mm-hmm.
She says, then I want to give you your club back.
We would greatly appreciate any help in that department.
She walks over to a table and picks up a manila folder. She goes, I was the one who bought it.
No.
Okay.
She says, I am willing to sign over New Reign back to Michael or the 3 of you in concert. But I need your help with something.
Okay.
What?
She looks out over Philadelphia. And she looks back at 3 of you. She goes, I want you to murder Charles.
Okay.
So, yeah, we do that and half the city comes down on our heads. Why would we do that? If we even could.
Why wouldn't we? You fucked us.
No. Why would we?
Yeah, there's some repercussions to this
I get it.
for sure.
You just want us to get him out of the way so you can take over? I mean, what's this about?
She says, well, long and short, yes. She says, Charles doesn't see the change coming. Charles has been around too long. He thinks the way that the old ones do.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Charles thinks that the best way to handle the Anarchs and the Sabbat is to leak your names and your addresses to certain members in the government, and then he'll let them wipe you out, and then hopefully grease enough hands to get his name left off the list.
That didn't work, did it?
She says it worked well enough.
Well, those people he leaked our names to are dead now.
She said, sure, but
No.
it gave Charles an entire month and a half, and now he's basically ready to declare praxis over all of Philadelphia.
so we do this, and what assurances do we have that all of holy hell doesn't rain down on us?
She says, well, as the future Prince of Philadelphia, she says, I will make you a deal. She says, with Charles gone, this war over the streets of Philadelphia between the Anarchs and the Camarilla, she says, it does nothing for us. It does nothing for our businesses. It does nothing for our people. She says, meanwhile, the Sabbat run free. The Inquisition picks us off one by one because we're not a unified front. She says, so here is what I will offer. With Charles dead, and my gorgeous ass on the throne, she says, my first order as prince will be to enact a truce. She says, I will honor the Anarch domains for the length of our truce, as long as we are working in concert to drive out the Sabbat. She says, now, once the Sabbat are gone, of course, it'll be as it always has been. But that could take years, decades.
How long have you been alive? Or how long have you been a vampire?
Don't forget it was the cam that locked us up. Don't forget that it was the Camarilla that locked us up. The Sabbats and the Anarchs.
Victoria nods and says, I do understand. I absolutely understand and agree. She said, I can't take responsibility for the actions of an old, insipid man who refuses to see the changes that are coming.
No, but you have to understand how hesitant we would be, or how anti-helping you we would be, considering it was the Camarilla who just locked us up.
She goes, I understand. On the other hand, she holds up the manila folder. She says, I could have asked somebody else, and I could have decided to just keep this.
That you acquired 100% legally, I'm sure. So you're in a position to take over power as the prince if the current prince is gone.
She says, there are a lot of us on the Primogen Council who are less than thrilled with how things are being run here in Philadelphia.
Right. And you, amongst those people, you're the one who would be prince if Charles was gone.
That would be the way that we would set it up, yes.
And yet, with all that power, you were not able to oppose him with what he suggested he do to us, even though you don't agree with it.
She says, we are an advisory council.
Not sure I'm convinced, but okay. All right. So if Charles gets murdered, you become prince and you owe us, and then you give us the deed?
She goes, no. She goes, I will give you the deed tonight.
Oh, okay. Great. Let's do it.
She says, but I want your word that you'll carry this out.
Whose word?
She would take us on as counsel. Right? We would all have to agree to
honestly,
it.
taking Charles out is no big deal to us. We have nothing.
Yeah, on the personal, fuck him.
On the
on
personal,
the whole,
fuck Charles. But if that's the only thing they want me to take my word on, that's fine. I'll take my word. I'll take Charles out. You want me to be friendly to you after it's all done? That's to be seen.
Yeah.
That has to be seen. As to how you act when Charles is gone. But don't expect any promises or any boons or anything like that before you can prove yourself.
She says, then how about this? If you swear to carry this act out, then I will swear to you as the primogen of the Toreador now and as the future Prince of Philadelphia. That there will be truce. There will be peace between the Ivory Tower
and if you
Anarchs.
if you cannot actually bring this peace to pass, what kind of protections can you afford us?
She says it's
what kind of protections can afford themselves? Because I'm going to come after them if they can't come after them.
Well, that's not to say we won't fight back and defend ourselves, but if we do this act and she cannot bring about peace and our heads are up on a table, well, maybe, it's in her position to offer us some protection.
Or call a blood hunt on us, who knows?
She says, then if you don't trust that I can establish peace, then I will offer you this alternative. As prince, I will not hold you responsible for the death of the previous prince, and I will grant you, if necessary, safe passage from Philadelphia.
If you want Charles dead, I'm on that. I got Charles dead. However, that's priority number 2. Priority number 1 is getting our club back in the rain. So once we get our club back and we get situated, we can work on priority number 2, which is what you just asked us to do. But understand there's going to be some time. But I got no love for Charles. Trust me. He can go, no problem.
Victoria puts her hand out and says, then do we have a deal?
Sure. If nothing else, I'll take him out myself. Because
What he said.
I won't speak for everyone, but I'll speak for me. I'll take him out. That's fine. That's cool.
So, do you shake her hand, Vic?
Sure.
You shake her hand. She shakes it back firmly. She smiles, opens up the manila folder, produces a pen, and then she stands up. She goes, what is your name?
Victor Black.
She leans over and signs your name. She turns around, hands you the folder. She goes, I hope you enjoy your club, Victor. She looks at the three of you and she goes, you have the deed now to your home. I do hope that you will take care of the child who is running it.
The trash. We'll take the trash out.
Whoa, child.
Yeah, Carmelo.
Carmelo. It's a little
He's a
punk
vampire now?
bitch.
She goes, no, he's an insipid, spoiled child who
Oh, I got you. Okay.
thinks that he deserves what we have.
Funny how the first thing I thought when you said child was that he'd been turned into a vampire. But I got you.
She goes, and I do hope you'll do something about that horrible, horrible logo. That's disgusting.
Oh, no, yeah.
Definitely the first thing to go.
We're gonna
It
hang.
needs a deep bleaching.
Yeah, we're gonna hang Carmela's intros all around it.
She goes, well, I certainly hope that I get to be there for that particular party. She goes, I think that handles all of the business that Nora said you wanted to discuss.
Yeah, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
She goes, then let's leave it with this. I'll be in touch with you in a few weeks after you've settled so we can figure out some logistical issues.
Mm-hmm.
She says,
Sounds
in the meantime, don't come here, don't contact me. She says, we need this to look as though I am exceedingly uninvolved.
Of course.
Of course.
Sounds good.
She says, well then. I'm sorry to have interrupted your party with this, but I do hope that you have a much better evening.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Get the hell out of here.
How late is it?
It is heading towards morning.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so we gotta,
you said we drove a long way to get out here too, so we've got a long way to get.
yeah, we gotta jump in the car and get back.
Well,
Yeah.
so you drove a long way to get out to the party, but you basically drove most of the distance
Halfway,
back in.
yeah.
Okay, back to
So we're not far from the club.
Okay.
Cool.
The
I need to
apartments.
hunt.
Still time to head back, I guess. Okay.
So you get back in the car. Andrea looks at the three of you and goes, and
We got the deed to the club. Let's get back to it.
I say tomorrow we walk in, just be like, hey, this shit is ours. Get the fuck out. I don't know what the fuck you're talking. I don't know what you're doing in here. This is our club.
she goes, holy shit. So what did you have to pay for that?
No, we gotta kill Charles,
Okay.
What
there it
the fuck?
which isn't a bad payoff because
is. We
I
got the
wanted to
deed.
kill
We got the deed. Let's go.
Yeah.
Let's go. We got
But
the
you know, Charles wasn't on my nice list anyway, so
Andrea puts her forehead against the steering wheel. She's like,
Look, we know it's not a smart deal, but
Hey, look, I made a deal with Samantha to give her a bunch of kids to get us out of the prison, and we're out of the prison, and she doesn't have any kids. So let's just drive back to the damn club.
Andrea looks at you and goes, yeah, Andrew's not in a position, or Samantha's not in a position to perhaps to enforce it, other than the fact that Michael said that he would enforce it.
Yeah.
Victoria's
True.
in a position where she can enforce this and make your life miserable.
Like by putting us in the prison with the Inquisition that we have to rip their heads off to get out, like that.
She goes, different fashion, but yeah.
Yeah, so let's just drive back home. We'll figure this out.
So the drive back to the apartments is a little quiet, perhaps. When you get back to the apartments, Andrea parks the car and goes, I'm famished. I'm hungry. And apparently I need to go shopping for a new rifle.
Mhm.
She says, I'm going to go get some food. I will see you all when I see you.
Hey, can you keep your eyes peeled for a nice little pistol for me?
She looks at you, she goes, given the job that you just accepted, you might want something a little bigger than a pistol.
I'm not sure I have enough points in handgun for that yet, Andrea. Just listen.
That Andrea walks off. Kai takes her do-rag off and does exactly that. And she says, this has been a very fun and weird night.
Yes.
I'm going to bed. And she walks in and steads towards the apartment that she shares with you, Idaho. So, Idaho, what are you going to do?
I'm going to go kill somebody in the alley and put him on the back porch.
Need some help?
Yes.
No,
They're
they're already closed down. There's no reason to do it again. They're not. It's like they're open.
Well, now it's your club, so.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Okay. Hold me back, guys. Hold me back. I am going to go look for somebody to feed on, though.
Okay, so that's going to be 6 dice. 4 red, 4 white, 2 red.
Oh my God.
Let's see.
You can re-roll 3.
Yeah.
End of the night. End of the night.
It is the end of the night.
Gonna reroll 3.
No, I'm just going to let it run. Just wake up hungry. Yes, I'll reroll 3. You know, I like to wake up at a 4. Jeez!
No.
So.
Yeah, it might work. 2.
You.
I don't know. Maybe.
You head out. You're prowling the streets. You find a guy. He is stumbling home from the bar. He is not just drunk. He is smells like he's been doing keys in the bathroom. He is wobbly and kind of aggressive. When he sees you, he kind of drunken. Fuck you looking at, man?
He says that to me?
Yeah.
Do I have to actually make a roll to use presence or awe?
No.
Okay, I'm gonna, and he's the only one around?
Yeah.
I'm gonna turn on the awe and say, yes, I was looking at you. Oh,
You
yes,
a tasty snack, baby.
I was looking at you. Are you looking at me now all of a sudden?
He's like, oh, I am so sorry, dude. I don't even know what I was thinking. I just was like, he's like, how can I make it up to you? You wanna? He's like, I got some.
Let's go. Let's go. Yes, let's go somewhere private. I'm loving it.
So he stumbles near an alleyway, and that's all it takes. Is you just basically shove him into the alley and sink your fangs in, and he is all about it. He doesn't even struggle. Not that he could struggle in his current situation.
Nice.
So, how far do you drink? Down to
I'm
one?
I'm just gonna drink down to 1 and turn off awe and thank him and head home.
You're just gonna leave him there in the alley?
Yeah.
He slumps down against the wall, kind of pleasantly moaning, and you head back to the apartment. Vic, what do you do?
Because I'm just heading to the apartment. I'm finding a good safe place to store this title.
So
Yeah, just sleep with it, man, or else.
Yeah, no, and like it's gonna have to be close to me. It like, you know.
Yes. Otherwise, what's his name is gonna steal it.
are
Boy.
you still camping out in Romano's place, or are you?
Yeah, no, I guess so. I'm kind of holding out hope that maybe he'll come back. I so far I'm not expecting it, but kind of hoping. And then yeah, I'm gonna hopefully continue the search for Romano and figure out where he is
Yeah,
in the next
definitely.
session. Yeah.
Alice, what do you do?
I don't think I was that hungry, was I?
No, just what you're doing to wrap up for the night or for the morning.
Yeah, I mean, I figure at this point, me and Ruby head back to our quarters. I imagine she's going to bug me for the drugs in my pocket, but it is very late, so that is something that she can have tomorrow if she's a good girl.
So you are going to not partake in the ash, or in the drugs.
I'd say that.
Just not now.
Yeah.
Oh, do they have a shelf life?
Are you?
What is known about this drug? Is this a known drug or is this like a vamp?
Sounded to me like it was
Well,
a vampire drug, which Idaho is
yeah,
all
because
about.
it worked on Ruby post change, so.
So, Ruby gets kind of a mischievous smile on her face. And she goes, "It should still last for a day or two." She goes, "Can we maybe have it to celebrate?"
You mean right now?
She goes, "No." She goes, "No. When we get back our house."
Oh, of course. No, that sounds like a great idea. And if we can make sure that we're in the presence of someone we trust, because I sure as fuck don't know how this drug's gonna kick, then I will celebrate with you.
She goes, "I absolutely know how this is going to kick." She's like, "Let's just make sure that we're in our haven alone together."
Oh. At that point, I still have it in the back of my mind that I'm at least going to tell somebody what the fuck we're doing and when we're doing it. should I be needed or shit go down, at least everyone will know I am high as a kite.
We're gonna send you in first when we take back the club.
But yeah, that's pretty much where I'm leaving it.
Okay, so you don't take the drugs tonight.
Mm-mm.
Where do you store them?
Can I tell if they need to be refrigerated? Is there really? I mean, obviously, keep them out of the sunlight, but I mean,
You can't really tell. This does not look like any sort of anything that you've ever seen before.
Ruby, when you were given this, did you notice anything about the way they were storing it? Was it in refrigerators? Was it just in boxes?
She was like, "I never saw it stored. It always just came right out of Teddy's pockets."
Well, I imagine if it lasted in his pockets for that long, it'll be fine, just wrapped up.
I put it somewhere she can't get
Oh,
to.
God knows. It's going, yeah. No, I'm sure I have some, hiding places to stash stuff on my own she does not know about, so I'll take advantage of that.
So, do you hunt, or are you and Ruby just going to settle in for the evening with Lane?
how's Ruby's hunger? I guess that was never really established. Is she hungry?
She's at a 1.
And I'm at a 2.
No, you're at a 1 also.
I'm
You're
still at a
1
1.
too. Yeah.
Yeah, no, we should be good.
So, as the sun rises over Philadelphia and the lights creep in, Idaho, what are your final thoughts?
Well, I'm grateful that you pulled a fun evening out for us. That's my final thought. This was great. I thought this was great. This did not even seem like a last minute half-ass. This seemed like a fun evening where we reconnected with people and got some serious shit done. It was awesome.
Awesome. Thank you. That means a lot.
Yes, for those of you guys just joining us, with not having our 2 other players here tonight, it kind of threw a little bit of a wrench, I think, in what Knox had planned. So this was all impromptu, thrown together, very much last minute. So please be impressed. Please, because I know I am. Please be impressed.
Oh, yeah.
Knox is awesome.
Yes.
It was the best thing to come out of something's ass since the gold came out of Roger's ass.
Oh,
in America.
no.
I don't know if it was that good, but it's still pretty good.
It's pretty good.
I mean, Roger's gold shit is pretty awesome. So, I mean, I killed people for it. I mean, I've heard that people kill people.
Only throughout the whole series, you know.
Anyway.
Final thoughts.
Yes. I know I'm got mixed thoughts about now being the new owner of Noreen.
And the one who's
I'm
more responsible for Charles than the rest of us, considering how much you ran your damn mouth.
Hey,
yeah,
there was no.
He's kind of my responsibility now. So I kind of opened my mouth. So Charles is my responsibility. So
there was no witness. There's no notary, right? You just write Al's name on there with yours.
Yeah, no, but still.
Bitch. Come on now.
I'll write Michael's name on there.
Yes.
No, you didn't know. He was standing right back behind Vic. You just never noticed the whole time. Michael was back there, and yeah, it was fine. Michael
the irony in this is like I own a deed that I can't read.
I was gonna say, how would you know where to sign? You can't read it.
I think that I figured that's why Knox had finagled that into, what's your name? I'll write it down for you.
Perfect. Could not have been better.
Oh man.
Alice, final thoughts.
Interested to see why Ruby's so excited about these drugs. I got a candy, thank you, John. But yeah, drugs, you know. Oh, come on, that's not fair, man. He's like, here, have some more chocolate. Stuff your face. But yeah. And then also interested to see how the group comes together. I will kill you. How the group comes together in order to kind of take back Noreen. Because I think most of us are kind of twiddling our thumbs waiting until we can figure out how Michael wants to direct this.
Oh, we're doing it.
Oh, yeah, it's got to happen soon, regardless. Like there's been enough sessions of it's almost there.
Yeah, Vic's going to be the new Baron. We're good.
The Baron who can't read.
That seems like a dark secret.
We'll get you some Dr. Seuss books, buddies. Don't worry about it.
God damn.
Hey, as long as they got pictures, we're good.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
All right.
Well,
With that said, the
Ooh,
moon
so jelly.
goes down,
Hmm?
the sun comes up,
The chocolate.
Philadelphia rises as our kindred fall asleep. Our session is over. This
we
chronicle
made
is certainly not.
it. We
Thank
got
you
our
all
shit back.
for watching our Vampire the Masquerade 5th edition Chronicle Philly by Night, session 24.
Yes.
Nice.
And
Awesome. Thank
let you guys know, within 24 hours, I will get this session uploaded to my YouTube channel. My links are right up there. In that link tree. You can find all my social media, including my YouTube. And a quick shout out to John for cheering the 100 bits.
Awesome.
Which I was going to actually say that I did finally get my alerts working, and they're really cute and awesome. We do not have those set up for this screen though, for our vampire screen, just because of those interruptions constantly going, whatever, interrupting the story. But on all my other screens, my starting scene, my ending scene, my be right back, and of course my end game, you get to see all those fun alerts. And yeah, so I will hopefully be streaming tomorrow. And any other news, guys, we want to share? Anybody want to think anything?
Not that I can think of. I guess the other news that we could possibly share with the stream is that in the coming months, we might be branching out and doing a different night, running some different systems. We know we've talked about it before on stream, but I think now we're just going to kind of make it like a thing where we're going to run some much shorter campaigns. After we do a whole bunch of them, we'll kind of put it out there and see what you guys would like to see a longer campaign or a longer story of. So that is in the works. I know it's a little slow coming, but
and it won't replace Monday nights. It
will not replace Monday nights.
In
addition to.
Yeah. Awesome.
And definitely, yeah, like I said, we'll end up maybe doing 4 weeks-ish of a few different things here and there. And then when you guys have had a chance to kind of check out those sessions, I'll put a poll up, and either through Twitter, Instagram, or maybe everywhere, and get some ideas of what people really were drawn into.
Yeah, we're gonna, and it may not even be 4 weeks. Like if we find something that we, that just obviously doesn't kick for us, then maybe we run it for a week, maybe we run it for 2 weeks, then we say, okay, we're done. If we find something that we hit definitely a groove here, that then maybe we run it for longer. Maybe we just keep it going indefinitely, and then move our other 4 week thing to a different night, so on and so forth.
Well,
so all right then. Thank you all for listening to my completely off the fucking cuff story.
It was great. It was so good.
If you need to hire a storyteller, guys.
Yeah.
For real. That's me. Be careful. Yeah. That's me on the stream. He's the other way though. But it's my screen that's on the stream. Yes. He's all the way on the left.
Hire me.
I'm looking at your stream now.
Yes, and we got Ida. Skot is an author.
I'm a professional author.
Yes.
Oh my goodness.
Actually, I write books, if you can believe it.
I see what the problem is. I'm looking at the stream, and on your stream, I'm reversed.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Mm-hmm. And Skot, feel free. Go ahead and if you have a link handy real quick to your books somewhere those can be purchased, feel free to drop that anytime in the chat.
I will. Thank you so much for reminding me. That's a great idea.
Yeah, no. And yeah, so as soon as I hit that stream ending, I'll leave it up just a few minutes. And if anybody wants to get in last minute follows, subs, which are always appreciated, bits are appreciated, and we'll have that screen up for a few minutes. And that way, any of those cute alerts, you can trigger those alerts. So yeah, there we go, guys. In the chat, we've got Scott's URL to check out his novels, and I think that's it for tonight, guys. Thanks for joining us. We all appreciate it. Bye.
Bye.
See you next week.